Emma wasn't just rich. He was dangerously rich. At just 32, he had already taken over everything his late father left behind: companies, properties, connections. The kind of wealth people only talk about in whispers. His father had built an empire before he passed, and Emma didn't just inherit it. He multiplied it. They lived on Lagos Island, in a mansion that looked more like a private resort than a home. His two sisters were deep in their own luxury lives, designer everything, vacations like it was nothing. And their mother? A sharp, no-nonsense woman who had seen it all. Especially when it came to women. Every girl Emma brought home came with beauty, sweet words, and hidden intentions. His mother always saw through them. "She doesn't love you," she would say calmly. "She loves your life." At first, Emma didn't believe her. But over time, it became a pattern. Every relationship started sweet and ended the same way. The moment he tested them, when he needed something real, something beyond money, they all failed. Every single time. It got to a point where Emma started questioning everything. Was it him? Or was it the money? That question stayed in his head for months. Until one day, he made a decision that shocked even his family. He was going to disappear. Not literally. But Emma packed his things, left Lagos, and traveled far, far enough that nobody would recognize his name, his face, or his status. In this new state, Emma killed his identity. No designer clothes. No luxury cars. No billionaire lifestyle. He became nobody. Just a struggling young man trying to survive. Emma found a small, dirty roadside mechanic workshop, the kind people usually pass without even noticing. Oil-stained floors, broken engines lying around, the smell of fuel thick in the air. That was where he chose to start. As an apprentice. Not even a proper mechanic. An apprentice. The boss, a harsh and loud man, looked at him like he was crazy. "You sure say you fit do this work?" The man asked, eyeing his soft hands. Emma nodded. Then he said something that shocked the man even more. "Treat me like I know nothing. Be strict. Even if you have to be hard on me, do it." And the man did exactly that. The first few weeks were hell. Emma washed greasy engine parts, carried heavy tires, and got shouted at almost every day. His hands, once smooth, became rough and stained with oil. His clothes smelled permanently of fuel and sweat. He moved into a tiny one-room apartment in a rough neighborhood. No air conditioning. No comfort. Just a small bed, a weak fan, and silence. For the first time in his life, Emma felt what it meant to struggle. But something interesting started happening. People began to notice him. Not because of money, but because of him. Emma was naturally handsome, the kind of handsome that made people turn their heads without realizing it. Even in dirty overalls, covered in grease, he still stood out. The girls around the area, those who owned small shops selling provisions, drinks, and clothes, started paying attention. At first, it was just looks. Then it became care. Every morning, Emma would arrive at the workshop and find things waiting for him: a flask of hot food, chilled drinks, sometimes even small notes. When he asked where they came from, the answer was always the same. The girls around brought it. They pitied him. They admired him. Some of them even liked him. Emma watched everything carefully. This was his experiment. This was his test. He got close to a few of them, observed how they behaved, and slowly pushed them, just a little, to see if their feelings were real. But just like before, they failed. Not because he was rich this time, but because they weren't real either. Emma almost gave up. Until the morning everything changed. A white Range Rover pulled up in front of the workshop. That alone was enough to make everyone stop and stare. The car didn't belong there. Not in that kind of environment. The driver stepped out first, then opened the back door. And she came out. Her name was Clara. She wasn't the most beautiful girl in the world, not the type that would make the whole street go silent. But she had something else. Something calm, something different. Class. She walked straight to the workshop like she didn't care who was watching. "I want to change my engine oil," she said. Emma was assigned to her. As he walked, she kept looking at him. Confused. A guy this fine. In this kind of place. It didn't add up. She finally walked closer. "Hi, I'm Clara." Emma didn't even look up immediately. "Emma," he replied, still focused on the engine. No pressure. No forming. No trying to impress. Just normal. That was new to her. Very new. "What is someone like you doing here?" she asked. Emma shrugged slightly. "Just trying to survive." Simple answer. No story. No drama. When the job was done, Clara gave him a tip, one that would normally excite any apprentice. But Emma barely reacted. He had seen more. That moment stayed in her mind. And from that day, she kept coming back. Days turned into weeks. Clara started bringing him things, food, magazines, small gifts. She would sit around just to watch him work, sometimes even helping him clean up. The other girls noticed. And they didn't like it. The same girls who once brought Emma food now watched in silence, jealous and confused. But Clara didn't care. She wasn't there for them. She was there for Emma. Slowly, she changed. The rich girl lifestyle. She toned it down. The attitude. Gone. She started visiting his house, his small, uncomfortable one-room apartment. She cleaned it. Washed his clothes. Cooked for him. She even slept over. On that tiny bed, without complaining once. To Emma, it felt unreal. For the first time, someone was choosing him without knowing who he really was. Not his money. Not his name. Not his power. Just him. Emma fell. Deep. He believed. Finally, he had found real love. But Emma found out the truth about Clara. He was left dumbfounded.